Project Luxury Floating Hotel A6.12 and Project Luxury Floating Restaurant A6.121. In general of Luxury Floating Hotel Project A6.12 of the Maldives in Thailand project for building a luxury floating hotel on a private island on the land of the employer or at the M1 project next to the sea at Bang Kunthayan and at the M2 project next to the sea at Bang Pakong and at M7 project adjacent to Bueng Borafit, Nakhon Sawan by the M7 project at Bueng Borafit, Nakhon Sawan. The project sponsor is Ms. Chomnat Thawurndekawat, Tuk, honorary partner of Vichon Group, on land. Approximately 6,000 Rai. To invite famous foreign or Thai investors to buy land. Design and build buildings on land 1, near seawater 2, or near fresh water 3, or on a private island. To build a luxurious floating hotel, there are 3 types of floating hotels. 1. Floating and immobilized with a cable attached to an underwater stake. 2. Floating type and can be moved by tugboat. 3. Floating type and can sail by motor, floatboat, to go out to the sea or the Chao Phraya River, Project M1 Bang Kunthayan and Project M2 Bang Pakong, and can go out to Bueng Bora Mushroom, Project M7, through the project's water gate can be blocked. Recommendations if investors who will become customers of the project who want to create a luxury floating hotel as in the example below. You should hire a company that designs and builds floating city with experience to help ensure safety for investors. Or you can have Vichon Group contact or coordinate with that designer. 2. Benefits of building a floating hotel on a private island on land. The private island will be approximately 3 to 10 meters above the ground, according to the employer's wishes, according to the view of the Vichon Group, which has experience in designing, constructing, and maintaining dams for 45 years and has an understanding of dam and building protection. From the earthquake, while being a working group to inspect and protect large dams of the Electricity Generating Authority of Thailand in the past. 1. The edge of the wall of the private island on land will be a thick concrete line. Surrounding the island, the wall will be stable. Strong like a large dam, but it will have less height. Both will not support the amount of water in the island as much as a large dam. Will there be a 1-lane road on the dam ridge? On the wall surrounding the island, there will be solar cell streetlights and CCTV cameras are on the road around the island. The entire wall will prevent water in the island from flowing out. Outside water can flow in or leak out of the wall. However, the upper water level in the island may be higher than or equal to the water level outside the island wall. 2. In the next 100 years, if the water barrier has a height of more than 3 meters and the quality is properly inspected regularly. The wall is in normal condition, not leaking and not damaged. There will be good security. Even if there is heavy rain and flooding, or a large government dam collapses, or a large dam is attacked due to war, or the ice from the poles melts. Flooding from outside will not affect the water within the island. 3. The hotel building will float on fresh water in an island area on the mainland. There will be no problem of sea flooding at all. Because the building was not built in the sea, the hotel will float on the water. Inside concrete wall or a rock formation that protects against water from outside or prevents sea water from seeping into the private island very well. And if there is heavy rain within the island area around December-February, it is during the monsoon. There is also an explanation of the water level on the island on a mobile phone, so that the water pump can pump water out of the area immediately by controlling monitor sensor from working on the island administrator's mobile phone 24 hours a day. Or there has never been a history of severe storms or tsunami events that have never occurred in the upper Gulf of Thailand. In the M1 M2 project area or on land at M3 M7, and in the history of the past 60 years, 1962, there has been only damage caused by storms. The most damaging floods from rising sea levels were only the 5 that occurred in Thailand in the southern Gulf of Thailand. From the collection of website ProPun, especially during the monsoon winds from the sea outside, most of which pass through from Vietnam. Is it a monsoon or typhoon? Before passing into the Gulf of Thailand at the M1, M2, M3 projects, the intensity of the storm will weaken, because you have to pass through the northeastern region of the country first. 5. When the wall surrounding the private island is strong and has been well inspected for stability. Like many large dams in Thailand, even if an earthquake occurs, that are of high severity and there may be flooding outside the private island where no damage will occur at all, or there will be very little impact on living things, animals, buildings, and property, except for areas on the island that are on the path or right on the epicenter of the earthquake, it will have some effect. And because the hotel building is on the water that has the buoyant force of water, helps support the building very well, therefore, there is only a wobbling symptom. The Vichern Group also knows the location of the drift of the Earth's crust. And the earthquake zones in Thailand in the past are very good. 6. There is fresh water surrounding the hotel building. Temperature during the daytime or during times of global warming beyond normal. The temperature around the island will not be so hot that it is harmful to living things, because it is supported by the coolness of fresh water. 7. Because there will be no water from other places or from the Maldives and Thailand project to mix with the fresh water in the private island. In addition to natural rainwater, only as long as the quality of the water in the island is well taken care of according to academic principles. It will help create nature for your private island to be in a state of balance, and residents will be happy from clear water, clean enough, and there is no pollution. 8. In the case where the investor wants the hotel to float, sail to the outside, such as a canal or river that is deep enough for the water level of the hotel, or want to sail out to sea, or sail from the outside back to a private island. 8.1 In the case of water levels in private islands higher than the outside water level or sea level, floating hotel investors should prepare the interval between the sluice gates or the lock between the two sluice gates, i.e. the outer and inner sluice gates as shown in the picture. 8.1 Raise the floating hotel when wanting the floating hotel to sail onto a private island after passing through the lock by pumping water into the lock. 8.1.2 Lower the water level or pump out water at the lock when wanting to sail the floating hotel outside or out to sea. 8.2 In the case of water levels in private islands equal to the outside water level or sea level, there is no need to create a lock or interval between the sluice gates. 8.3 Expenses for preparation and certification from the government for building the sluice and lock are the burden of the investor. 9. Moreover, creating a private island on the land, and with fresh, clear water on that private island, Vichern Group is ready to build an underwater acrylic glass shelter that is safe from nuclear radiation, safer and more comfortable than taking refuge in an underground shelter. Both construction is easier and faster than building an underground shelter. Plus, residents can set the view and scenery with underwater creatures. In addition, residents will not be depressed much compared to being confined to a dark underground chamber. 10. For floating restaurants, there are 3 types, similar to floating hotels. 1. Floating and immobilized with a cable attached to an underwater stake. 2. Floating type and can be moved by towboat. 3. Floating type and can sail by motor, floatboat, to go out to sea, or the Chao Phraya River for the M1 Bang Confian project and the M2 Bang Pakong project, and can go out to Bueng Borafit for the M7 project by passing through the water gate of the project and sailing in or out or into the sea. Please use the same principles as floating hotels in point 8.